Hey guys, Sean Yoga 50, and today we're talking about chakras. The word chakra is a Sanskrit word, and it means wheel or disc. And you can think of these as spinning vortices of energy. And it's how they spin and at what rate they spin that's important. And we're going to focus on balancing them. Also, think of chakras in, let's use a computer analogy. Chakras are the programs that help the mind in the body, the hardware and the software work together. You can think of them almost as drivers. They're the link between mind and body that are going to help your body function correctly. As I said before, primarily there are 7 major chakras, and their locations are along different nerve ganglia sections of our spine, and each of those sections corresponds to a different area of our body, both subtle, energetic, and physical. So it's using these chakras and understanding what each chakra controls. One might control certain mood swings. One might control eating habits. One might control physical pain or relaxation and comfort. So it's really important that we develop these, understand them, and then learn to balance them for overall better quality of life. The first chakra we're going to focus on today is called the Muladhara Chakra or the Root Chakra. And Muladhara in Sanskrit means center. And this is the center or the base, the foundation for all the other chakras. So it's really important we understand this first chakra first and foremost. So understanding that this is the root chakra, this means you're grounded. You're grounded to the earth. If you remember in the last video, we talked about grounding. We did an exercise where we would get in mountain pose and you would twist your feet. You would grip the earth or the ground with your toes, your heels, and you would just try to feel that, your weight settling into the earth. The Muladhara Chakra, it relates to the physical body, how grounded we are, how safe we feel, how secure we feel, how we relate to our physical body, and what we think about it, how we treat it, different things like that. Its purpose is self-preservation. It's our ability to survive and what we can do when we have to dig down deep and find that energy within us to get through that day or that emotional trauma at that moment. Our root chakra is connected to our survival instinct and our will to live. In descending order, it's the final chakra. It is here that you bring things into manifestation. If you have an excess of this chakra, you're going to see symptoms like heaviness, sluggish, slow movement, resistant to change, overeating, obesity, hoarding, excessive spending, workaholism, your connection to material things, and greediness. If you're deficient in this chakra, you could have more fear, anxiety, resistance to structure, spaciness, flightiness, anorexia, undereating, disconnection from your body, difficulty manifesting. The next list is if you have a balanced Muladhara chakra, and this comes from working on that chakra, meditating on that chakra, and these are groundedness, physical health, being grounded in your own body, a sense of safety and security, stability, right livelihood, prosperity, the ability to be still, and your presence in the here and now. And now you want to deepen connection to your first chakra, and you want to deepen this connection with body and mind as well. So here are some of the things that we're going to focus on to deepen that connection. We want to focus on diet. We want to focus on exercise and proper medical care. Physical ailments related to an out of balance first chakra include diarrhea if you have very little groundedness, constipation if you have too much of the Muladhara chakra, overall general bowel disorders, and some chronic ailments as well. And because the root chakra, or the Muladhara chakra, is our survival instinct, you're going to notice this is going to connect with your adrenal glands. And this is either good, whenever you're in a situation, you feel very fearful, you got the fight or flight going on, and you have an adrenal dump in your body, and you get all those stress hormones in there firing off. These are things we need to control. In balancing the first chakra, you'd also want to do some things around your home, and you want to focus on cleanliness, organization, and how your home looks overall. And because we spend the majority of our time doing some form of work, your first chakra will also uh, help you relate to what it is you do for work. Is it right livelihood? Does it adequately fulfill you as a person? Do you feel like what you're doing is good, ethical, moral? Do you feel like you're making a difference? These are all things that are going to help either balance or unbalance your first chakra. So work is very important. And that also comes to finances, how you handle your cash flow, how you handle your money, what you think about when you're focused on maybe doing a budget or making out your bills every month. These are all things that are influenced by a well grounded or an unbalanced first chakra. So, how do you know if your chakra is balanced or not? If you feel safe, if you feel secure in your home, in your body, that's a good indication you got a well balanced first chakra. But there's other issues too we need to look at. Fear is a demon of the first chakra. So it's how you handle your response to fear and trauma. If you're constantly reliving certain traumas or different stressors in your life, you're going to constantly have that hormone dump into your body. And that's going to affect your energy. So you're not going to be pushing out as much energy. You're not going to be able to manifest as good. So it's really important you understand how to manage fear and how to handle stress. Now that we understand a little about the chakra, let's start working on the physical practices to help bring it into balance. One of the first things you want to do to ground yourself is how do you sit? Now, oftentimes we're mostly sitting in chairs, so we got to be careful. When you're in a chair, we tend to hunch forward. So you want to make sure that both feet are flat on the floor, knees straight in front of you, and keep your spine straight. Same here. Same, I'm kind of sitting in a cross-legged pose, but focusing on maintaining a straight spine. I want to try and stay nice and straight throughout the entire meditation that I'm going to do, or just sitting, especially before I begin a practice and I'm focusing on my grounding. I want to keep my body aligned. I want to keep the sushumna, which is the line that your chakras are all lined up upon in the center of the body. I want to keep that nice and straight so I get a good flow. So sitting, very important part in grounding. One of the first exercises we're going to do after, of course, the sitting pose, that technically was our first exercise, we're going to do a little bit of cradling. You're going to pull your knees into your chest real slow. So you want to, when you sit back, you want to make sure you kind of go down to the floor nice and slow. Try to feel your spine just unroll perfectly to the floor. Good. Then you want to remove my mic. There we go. And you want to bring your knees into your chest slowly. Grab your knees. Now, if you can hug them in, great. If you can't, just grab them here. If you have to grab under your knees, just get into this position as easy as possible, or the best way for you. You just want to hold those knees in there. Feel yourself kind of melt into the floor. Remember, it's all about grounding. You want to identify with that connection to the earth. You want to just let your body melt into the floor. You're going to take one leg, you're going to go nice and slow to about an inch off the floor. You're going to bring that leg back in, hug your knees in, and then your left leg is going to go out about an inch off the floor. Bring it back slowly. Rock back and forth, side to side. Good. You want to roll to your right side, and this is how you're going to sit up. Nice and easy. You don't want to strain your back jumping up from a position like that. Next move, I like to use a belt. If you can, use your hands, use a sock, use a t-shirt, anything you want. You just wrap it around the bottom of your foot. You're going to bring your legs straight up. You just kind of want to pull your hip down. Try not to be off balance. Like, the idea isn't to push your foot really high. It's to keep your hips both on the floor nice and flat and get that leg straight in front of you. Of course, if it's not straight, that's fine. Just kind of feel that grounding energy. Pull your foot straight in the floor. I like to put it down more toward my heel. I like to pull that leg straight down. You're going to bend your knee slowly. Good. And then unwrap. let's get that left foot up there. Oh yeah, I feel a little bit more stretch there. Wow. Keep your floor leg too. Like right now, my right leg, I got to focus on that. I want to try to keep that straight. I don't want it just to flop to the side or bend. I want to keep good form. Although I'm focusing on my hip right here and keeping my legs straight, my hips squared, I also want to remember I got this right leg. I want to make sure that heel's pressing into the floor, my shoulders, my head. Remember, it's all about grounding and connecting to the earth. Root down. Good foundation. Nice and strong. Good. You're going to bend this leg. Good. Lay it out. Perfect. Again, roll to your right side. And then you can pop up from here. Okay, and then if you remember from last week's video, we talked about grounding and working on our connection with our feet. That's what we're going to do next. Okay, this next stance is a bioenergetic grounding stance. So we are going to stand with our feet just a little bit apart. They're not going to be as close as they are in the mountain pose. Kind of pigeon toe, push your heels out a little bit, not too far. And I'm going to spread my toes and I'm going to grab the floor. Now I'm trying to twist my feet apart. I'm trying to pull my toes away from each other while gripping the floor, like as if I was trying to separate the floorboards. I'm going to bend my knees slightly. Now on the inhale, you want to drop down. You want to bend your knees. Put your arms out straight. So you're going to inhale. Still trying to move those floorboards apart. And then as I exhale, I don't just want to picture pushing my body up. I want to push the floor away. I want to push into the earth. And don't lock out your knees. Keep them slightly bent throughout the exercise. Inhale and down. Exhale and up. A few more on your own. Good. Relax. You can actually feel it. It does feel like you're actually pushing down into the earth. I mean, I'm on a concrete floor with these mats, and I feel like I'm still pushing away. It's a good grounded feeling. Now we're going to get into the sun salutation for the first chakra. And first chakra, Muladhara, we'll call this Muladhara salutation. Okay, for our first chakra, or Muladhara salutation, you're going to start at the top of your mat. Good strong mountain pose. Base of your toes, your big toes touching. Keep your heels apart a little bit. Spread your toes. Bend your knees slightly. Bring your hands up. Good. Keep your pelvis tilted forward, shoulders back, chin parallel to the floor. Inhale to Hastasana. Then we're going to exhale to Uttanasana, all the way down, forward bend. Straighten your knees out for this one if you can. Take a couple breaths here. Come up to a flat back. Now we're going to step back right foot to a lunge. Good. And try not to just put all your weight into your hands. Try not to just kind of hold on to the floor. Kind of support yourself. Yeah, I'm pulling in with my back foot and I'm pulling back with my front foot, almost like I'm trying to slide my mat together. And I'm developing a good foundation, a good base. Try not to let this knee kick out to the side. Try to keep good form, good posture. If you have to, you can let go with your hands. Then you know you're using all those secondary muscles and primary. Good. From here, we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Again, toes spread. Try to get your heels down, lift your kneecaps, activate your thighs. We're going to go down to child's pose. These are all grounding poses. Remember, you're trying to ground yourself into the earth. Then take a deep breath in and push back to downward dog. Then we're going to step forward with our right foot to a lunge. Same thing. Take your time. If you have to move your feet around to get into a good lunge, do so. Again, kind of test. Good. Good form. Keep your back straight. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to step forward. Flat back. Down to Uttanasana. Inhale to Hastasana. And then back to mountain pose. Okay, one more time. Now we're going to do it. We're going to start with our left foot backwards. Hands in prayer. Mountain pose. Remember, grip the floor. We're trying to grip. Remember, Muladhara, Root Chakra. Inhale to Hastasana. Exhale to forward bend or Uttanasana. Flat back, and then step back with your left foot to a lunge. Good form. Lunge test. Good. Step back to downward dog. Exhale and relax in downward dog. Spread your toes apart. Lift your knees. Activate your quads. Lock your elbows. Tilt your pelvis forward. Feel your shoulders away from your ears. Slide them down your back. Child's pose. And up to downward dog. Suck that lower belly in. Toes spread, knees locked. Step forward with your left foot to a lunge. Lunge test. Grip the floor with your feet. Remember, root to the earth. Inhale and step forward. Exhale and down. Inhale to Hastasana. Exhale to mountain pose. All right, and that's the first Muladhara salutation. And there's going to be 6 more to follow, and those are going to correspond to the other energy centers or the other chakras within our body. We'll also discuss what happens if you're deficient in those or if you have an overabundance of them. We want to balance them. Now, whenever you just want to be more balanced to the earth, you got to think about these things. Think about grounding to the earth, how you feel about your body, your work, your finances, the foods you eat. It's all about being grounded, about being healthy mentally and physically. And you'll start to see this is going to help be the base for all the other chakras as we go up the map of the chakras. Well, guys, it's Sean Yoga 50. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please share. We're doing good. I think things are kicking along. The channel's doing well. I'm happy with it. Again, thank you guys so much for everything. We'll see you in the next video.